Avaya Aura communication application support certified 72301X exam dumps questions can make sure you pass the test on the first attempt. Share some Avaya certification 72301X exam dumps questions here. 1. After Avaya Aura messaging, AAM answers a call, Avaya Aura Communication Manager, CM, will initiate a shuffle of the media path if possible to establish a direct media path between the IP endpoint and AAM. Which SIP message is sent by Avaya Aura Communication Manager, CM, to AAM to initiate the shuffle? A. Re-invite, B. Refer, C. Info, D. Cancel. 2. A customer reports that they cannot place calls to the public network using the SIP service provider after a technician had finished fixing an issue in the Session Border Controller, SBC. Within Avaya SBC, in which three places do you check the configuration of the SIP trunks? Choose 3. A. PPM services, B. Media interface, C. Routine configuration, D. Signaling interfaces, E. Server configuration. 3. Which three statements are true about Avaya Aura messaging, AAM? Choose 3. A. 20 voice ports are always reserved for retrieving messages. B. AAM can run on Avaya-provided hardware that runs Linux and Avaya Aura System Platform, or VMware in a virtualized environment. C. You can choose to use the Avaya Message Store or Microsoft Exchange Store. DAAM multi-server configuration separates application servers from Avaya Message Store. Each message application server allows for up to 100 simultaneous SIP or H323 sessions, with 300 active ports permitted per voicemail domain, VMD. 4. What are two ways to view the IPCS.log file of an Avaya Session Border Controller for Enterprise, SBCE, High Availability, HA, system? Choose 2. A. Log into the EMS using a web browser, then click on Logs, System Logs. B. Log in to the active SBCE, and cat/archive/syslog/ipcs/ipcs.log. C. Log in to the EMS and cat/archive/syslog/ipcs/ipcs.log. D. Log in to the EMS using a web browser, then click on the active SBCE under Installed Devices, then click on View System Logs. E. Log in to the EMS and cat/var/log/ipcs.log. 5. Callers hear a fast busy when they dial into Avaya Aura messaging, AAM, to retrieve their voicemail messages. After troubleshooting, you discover that someone has left trunks in busy out state on AAM. How would you restore the trunks to in-service status? A. Using AAM Web GUI Access Administration, Messaging, Diagnostics Network Connection, and then click on the Release All Trunks button. B. SSH to AAM, and execute the Release Trunks All command. CSSH to AAM, and execute the Release Trunk command. D. Using AAM Web GUI Access Administration, Messaging, Telephony Diagnostics Release, type All in the Equipment Number field, and then click on the Release button. 6. Considering the message flow to an Avaya Aura Contact Center, AACC, agent, which statement about the media path from the incoming caller is true? A. It is not anchored on the Avaya Aura media server. B. It is anchored on the Avaya Aura media server if using SIP agent. C. It is anchored on the Avaya Aura media server until the agent answers the call. D. It is anchored on the Avaya Aura media server for the duration of the call. 7. Which two methods can be used to determine the status of the switch CTI link between Avaya Aura Communication Manager (CM) and Avaya Aura Application Enablement Services (AES)? Choose 2. A. Observe the AES alarm report. B. Run an ASI test on AES. C. Observe the CM dashboard. D. Observe the AES dashboard. E. Run the status AES VCS CTI link command on CM. 8. In an Avaya Aura Presence Services (PS) message flow, which type of message does a remote worker first send to PS? A. Notify. B. Subscribe. C. Options. D. Register. 9. In Avaya Aura 7, how are calls typically routed from Avaya Aura Communication Manager (CM) to Avaya Aura Messaging (AAM)? A. Using a direct SIP trunk group between CM and AAM. B. Using a direct H323 trunk group between CM and AAM. C. Using SIP via Avaya Aura Session Manager (SM). AAM is built as a user with a communication profile and registry routing forwards the calls to AAM. D. Using SIP via Avaya Aura Session Manager (SM). A dial pattern or regular expression forwards the call to AAM. 10. A maintenance engineer logs onto the command line interface (CLI) of Avaya Aura Messaging (AAM) and issues the vmstat command. What information will the display present? A. The amount of virtual memory used. B. The status information about the virtual machine. C. The statistical information about voicemail boxes. D. The count of mailbox password violation attempts.